Hello and welcome to Cassette, the gateway vitamin to analog. After this broadcast, you will receive an honorary PhD in texture from the Wondertone University. My goal is to help you get the most out of this legacy format. Cassettes, not as dreadful as you may have been led on to believe. They are not even as lo-fi as you've been told. And they are certainly not digitally emulated well enough to void your desire for the real thing. They are, on the other hand, your most affordable way into the analog realm. They breed inspiration through experimentation. They are also rising in popularity, so now's the time to jump and get ahead. Now come with me on an adventure as we go over the pros and cons and where to get various beautifully flawed creative music machines. And if you enjoyed this content, it would mean a lot to me if you would like and subscribe. Thank you. And stick around to the end for a nice surprise, my unicorn of tape machines. And now without further ado, let us introduce the Dream Team. I call this machine the Composer because it's fantastic for putting together rough ideas in the moment. And while there are nicer tape recorders, this is the one that I have and it's been good to me. Amazing for midnight jams, pitch manipulation, minimal sample creation, you only get 4 tracks after all. And it's sort of the centerpiece to my studio and workflow. The EQs sound great. And every morning I'm excited to get up, come out here, and work with this machine. So one of the benefits of the XR7 is it has 2 mic pre's, so you can record in stereo. I'm going to show you how I record some acoustic guitars in stereo with this cassette player. While recording these guitars, I also want to show off the Dolby noise reduction that comes with the unit. And something about Dolby that I want to preface is that it's a 2-step process. You need to have it on when you're recording and on when you're playing back. What it's doing when you engage it is adding frequencies it will later take away to make up for the removal of the hiss. When it comes to noise reduction, there's different examples. In this guitar demonstration, I'm going to show you with Waves X Noise and Isotope RX10. All right, let's plug in some mics. Overdubbing is one of the main draws to a machine like this. This is what happens when removing Dolby after committing to it. Quite fuzzy. Once you track with Dolby, you might want to leave it on. This is why noise reduction plugins offer a lot more flexibility. 4 tracks are amazing for creating drones. Each track has a unique note accumulating to a final chord. You know we can't forget about psychedelic sound collages. The Panasonic RR830, the color box. A machine popular amongst many cassette enthusiasts, including my friend, shoutout 44th Floor. Originally made for dictation, now enjoys a very warpily second life. all reliable, only a hair vanilla. Panasonic RQ355A, the idea machine. This silver-faced charmer could help you recall an important fleeting idea or capture impromptu improvisations. But sadly, it broke today. RIP Panasonic. So I took my own advice and went shopping. Look what we found. The Wild Card. Sharp QT50. It has actual stereo mic inputs. Let's try it out. The way I see using different cassette tapes is a lot like shooting different film stocks. You shoot portrait if you're going for that vanilla look, you shoot E6 if you're feeling a bit brave, you shoot grainy black and white if you're going for that feel. Cassette tapes are the same way. New, old, vintage, sun-baked, it's all different tones, it's all different feels. And speaking of tapes, today's sponsor is RTM, the French company making brand new tapes, taking the reins of older companies such as Bassif, getting that formula and keeping it alive. And they make brand new cassette tapes. Now, when you buy new old stock tapes, you don't know how they're stored. You don't know where they came from. You don't know what kind of dirt and grime, condensation might be inside. You take a risk every time. With RTM, they're fresh, they're new, they're ready to go. They're low noise, type 1, but you will be shocked at how amazing these sound. And now the fun part, the different flavors. And now as promised, the CS1 Library of Congress. This player is so unique, you can actually use it as an instrument. Now, how do we get these before the price gouging begins and this ends up being $1,000 on Reverb? Well, the answer is simple. There's Facebook Marketplace, there's OfferUp, Craigslist, and the one that I recommend to you, thrift stores, Salvation Army, Goodwill, and any other small ones that you can find. And also, find the thrift store that's near your home on your way from work or school and frequent that thrift shop every day. Now, 90% of the chance you're not going to find anything, but that 10% that you do, you will be grateful that you went every day. If you skip that one day, that might be the day that you pass up your very own Panasonic Fostex Tascam. You never know. All of my cassette machines have come from thrift stores with the exception of this Fostex, which came from Vivian. Shout out Vivian. Other than that, it was a Salvation Army by my house, and I would go there every day after work, and I would take around to the electronic section, and I would find random machines, under $5 most of the time, and you gotta test these out. When you go into these thrift stores, you bring with you a pair of headphones, a cassette, batteries, and you try everything. Make sure it functions. Fire it up, put in the tape, try it out, make sure that it plays, and make sure there's no lock mechanism on the machine. This machine has a lock mechanism. When this button is pressed, it does nothing, and that is exactly why it was in the dollar bin. Don't give up on machines, don't give up on your chances. If you don't find anything for a week straight, that means next week is going to be that much better.